Alright, so in this video, I'm doing this video a little bit late today, but I'm okay with that because I spent a good portion of the day writing out something that's very important for me in terms of what it is that I'm trying to create moving forward. Um, so, there is this thing in psychology, I would say, called individuation, the process of individuation. And I believe that it was originally termed by Carl Jung, one of the most famous psychologists out there. Um, and what's so interesting about this is that what I decided to do, because I learned about this concept of the self and the other, right? You could look at it in terms of one and zero, or ones and zeros, or I and O. I for, like I, like myself, and O for other, right? So individuation is really the process of ridding one's self of everything that is not of the self, of all falsities, of masks and everything, and then of course gaining a clearer sense of self and actually knowing the self, right? So what I decided to do is make the month of October and the 10th day of every month as the month and the day of individuation. Now, the reason why I think that this is so interesting, I haven't even told my partner about this actually. I was working on this all day today because I kind of ended up doing it last minute, and I wanted to kind of, give it a nice foundation for what's necessary for it moving forward. Um, but yeah, basically what I'm looking at right now, and this is very interesting too, choosing to do this specifically as the month of October. And what's very interesting here too is when you look at individuation, right? It's the process of ridding oneself. And when I say that, I'm also referring to masks, right, that people wear, because a lot of people are metaphorically wearing masks because they're carrying around a bunch of false selves that probably other people projected onto them and they just accepted at some point in their lives and never let go of. But what's so interesting about this, that I'm doing it for the month of October specifically, is that what is the month of October? It's, it's spooky season, right? It's the time when Halloween starts coming around. Well, it is the month of Halloween, right? The 31st. But what's interesting here is that what is Halloween all about? Dressing up, wearing masks. So, like, when I first initially started thinking about doing this, I was like, oh, that's genius. This will be a great thing. This will be, I actually, I declared it. I declared it on social media. So it's exciting to, like, see the kind of, like, you know, audience reaction and, like, what's going to happen moving forward. Um, but, like, more recently I was thinking, oh, wow, this is very interesting. A process which consists of ridding oneself of everything that is not of the self on the month that also has Halloween happening. Halloween, which is mask up, right? Like, it's very interesting. The kind of like I don't even know if that's well, it's kind of like sounds like paradoxical, right? But it's very interesting. I'm excited to see how this all evolves and what happens moving forward, because I think that it's going to be very interesting. And so, of course, the reason why I chose October as the month for individuation is because October is the 10th month, and I'm looking at the number 10 here, right? 1, 0. Um, but you can also look at it as I and O for I myself, and O for other, as I explained before. Um, but yeah, I declare the month of October and the 10th day of every month, including of the month of October, the month and day of individuation. And really, this is very much foundationally around, you know, just kind of like ceremonial. It's like a ceremonial celebration, and like for me, something that I've noticed about myself is that the ways that I grew up. This is so interesting for that because it's a huge part of the journey of healing. And for many people that are so kind of like involved, but not just involved, like over involved, like way too tuned in to other people's emotions. This has so much to do with boundaries. You know, when you don't have boundaries, you don't know where you end and where other people begin. So therefore, you can end up finding yourself way too involved in other people's lives energetically. Like, you know, you might find yourself in a situation with someone and you're like, why am I even, like, your emotions are not my responsibility. You know, and then it all kind of comes together and it starts to make sense and everything. um, a lot of people have placed themselves in other people's lives in a way that is exceedingly unhealthy. It's exceedingly dysfunctional, exceedingly draining. People are carrying around, you know, pressures, expectations, ideas, projections from other people that they don't need to be. So really, this is a ceremony and a celebration of like letting go. Now, what I appreciate about the month of October, autumn specifically, is what are the trees doing, right? What are they doing, or what are they about to do? They're about to shed. They're about to let go, right? Now, for humans, it's not as easy because, I mean, I don't know if trees have a mind that's like, oh no, this is comfortable. But humans have a mind that says, oh no, this is comfortable, and it stops them from letting go of stuff. Now, of course, there is the necessary process of, you know, like actual like introspection and understanding yourself and exploring yourself, even in a professional setting, especially in a professional setting. That's one of the best places to explore yourself because you could have an expert on mental health guiding you through understanding yourself better and seeing yourself, right? Um, but yeah, like, you know, you look at the trees and everything, and they're letting go. They're letting go of their leaves and everything, and we can too. And I think that this is a really good opportunity. This is not in opposition to Halloween or, you know, like costumes and like dressing up and everything and like wearing masks and everything. I do think that it's interesting in terms of contrast and how like it is pretty much the opposite of that. I'm a, you know, Halloween is fun. Um, I'm all for it. I have nothing against it. So this is not about that. This is just more so a matter of individual evolution. This is all about individual evolution and people's opportunities to kind of like go within themselves in their mental and emotional universe. You know, self-reflection and everything, just like, you know, seeing themselves for who and what they are truly, without all of the extra noise that other people have projected onto them. That's really what this is about, and I'm very excited for this because, um, yeah, this idea, this thought came to me. I don't remember when it was. It wasn't crazy long ago, but like it was before September started, and I was like, oh yeah, dude, you should do something with that. That could be huge. That could be very successful. Um, because I know that there are a lot of people out there who carry around weight from others, you know, pressures, expectations, um, guilt, shame, ideas, labels, all of this stuff that they don't need to. And not only that, but they've also been kind of like conditioned to be so, you know, tuned in, so heavily tuned in, empathic, into other people's lives, based on their upbringing and everything, you know, based on the environment, probably chaos that they were raised in. Um, so this is really just kind of like a process, a journey of taking energy back onto oneself instead of having it tuned into everything else to feel a sense of safety. You know, taking it back so that you have energy to see yourself, so you have energy to heal, so you have energy to be, you know, to create instead of unnecessarily being tuned into everything else. And you know, this goes on. This goes beyond the individual. Also, this is also when you look at, you know, society and culture and stuff. Look at how kind of like obsessed and like addicted to and like hooked into, tuned into, like culture of, like, you know, these icons and stuff, right? These these people that we worship, like being so like tuned into their lives. Like, if you don't think that's a distraction, I don't know what to tell you, but it's a fucking distraction. Because when you're tuned into their life and what they're doing, probably because you are traumatized by chaos, so you seek drama and gossip. Yeah, that's focus that you don't have on your own life, and that's not healthy. So I'm very excited to see how this progresses moving forward. Again, this is the month of October, the month of individuation, and the 10th day of every single month, including the month of October, is the day of individuation. I'm excited.